Guys and gals, the leaves are changing. We are less than a week away from archery opener in Northeast Pennsylvania. I'm sure you've felt those cool mornings that remind you of the approaching season. Here at Barrier Outdoors, we just wanted to make a video talking about some things we've learned this season, as well as some new strategies we have been using. And to round out the video, some target bucks we're going after. One thing that I learned this season was to not plant before drought. Earlier this summer, I planted a summer plot right before a drought, and it did not come in well. Unfortunately, a lot of weeds ended up growing and they shaded out any seeds that I planted in the plots. So we plowed again a couple weeks ago and replanted, and now we have a nice crop growing that I'm standing in now. Moving forward, I think I'm gonna do fall plots only just to save a little bit of money. Maybe I'll get into summer plots again, but we'll see down the road. So one new technique I've implemented this season is mock scrapes. You've seen a lot of YouTube videos talking about them, so I decided to try it out myself. So I went around and cut some grapevines, hung those up, and then sprayed the fresh dirt along with the grapevine with some scrape fixer. So far they've been working pretty good. I've got one of my target bucks hitting one of my mock scrapes, as well as another one is getting a few random bucks. So hopefully that'll create some sort of pattern to where I could hunt these bucks during the season. Now we're gonna hand this video off to Cole and Travis and have them tell us about their season goals. But stick around to the end of the video to see our target bucks.
Hey guys, Travis with Barrier Outdoors here. I'm getting ready to head out here for a little afternoon set. I just want to give you guys a quick little update on how my season's been so far and my goals for the rest of the season here. I've only been out a handful of times so far. It's probably my fourth set of the season. I haven't seen too much. It's been pretty slow, but it's still pretty early in the season. We had a lot of rain over the last week or so, and it's really slowed down movement in my area. My cameras haven't really been picking up too much, but now that the rain's gone, we'll see if they start moving again, start moving into their fall patterns, and see if I can start getting some new bucks on camera. My goal for the rest of this season is just to get a buck on public land. I've been hunting public land mostly now for the last 3 years, and I've gotten a couple doe, but I've yet to get that buck, and I've been dying to get one on public land. So I got a few on camera so far this year, but it's public land, so there's no promise that they're gonna stay in the area. By the time they start moving into their fall pattern or their winter patterns here, they could be long gone. But new ones can move in, so we'll keep them cameras out. We'll see what happens.
All right, guys, whitetail season is here. We are getting ramped up here at Barrier Outdoors, and we are getting excited to put out some great videos for you this fall. Personally, going into this season, I haven't had a whole lot of time to prep this year. My wife and I have a baby on the way, and we're super excited. It's our first child. So a lot of our energy this summer has been going into getting our house ready and getting everything squared away and tied down before the baby shows up. So one of our favorite things to do, though, during the summertime is right before sunset, we like to get out and we like to glass for deer. We like to drive a little loop around our house, some of the farmland near us, and we like to see what we can see. We keep accurate record as we go through, just so we know what kind of deer are in the area, and we go a pretty good couple miles away from the house sometimes, because once the rut hits in November, you never know what's gonna show up. So during our glassing, our summertime deer drives, we like to call it, we've seen quite a few good bucks in the area, and that's pretty exciting for me, not having any scouting going into the season. And it's quite unusual for our area, actually. Normally we have 1 or 2 good bucks in the area, and then a lot of yearlings, but we're seeing quite a few good bucks this year. So my goal going into the season is to shoot a good representation of a whitetail for our area here in Pennsylvania. I'm not going to put a size on it. I'm not going to put a expectation for the size of the deer. I just want to find a deer that gets me excited, find a mature deer, and that's my goal for this season. It's going to be helpful. I've done a lot of practice out of my trophy line tree saddle coming into this season, and that's going to help me to be able to find those deer and adjust as we go, not having a whole lot of scouting going into the season. So other than that, the goal is to hunt a lot during the rut, hope for a couple good bucks to get up on their feet during daylight hours, and target a good representation of the species. All right, guys, there's my report. As you're about to hear from the other guys, we have a great season coming up. A lot of high expectations, a lot of good bucks being seen by everybody. So hopefully we can get some good bucks on the ground for you. Make sure to be subscribed to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram so you can keep up with our season. We've never claimed to be experts here at Barrier Outdoors about whitetail, about hunting, but we're always learning, we're always getting better. So we hope through that process you guys can learn and you guys can get better too and help your experience in the outdoors.
Moving into pre-season summer scouting, we will start with my 2 main bucks in velvet around June. For a majority of these buck photos, I've used mineral blocks. They seem to work great to get pictures of these bucks. In the next photo, we have the 2 same bucks in late July. You can see how much they have grown in a little less than 2 months. The first 2 photos here are the big 8. This buck I've been hunting since the year prior. I know him, you could recognize him from what I think is an extra long G1 or G2. Here's a photo of him the year prior. One thing I'd like to point out is I think this year has been a rough year for antler growth. We've had an early summer drought as well as a lack of acorns and apples this season in my area. It's hard to tell if these bucks are just getting older or if there's rough conditions that aren't creating good growing conditions. Though the year prior photo was taken a few months after the photo I showed you, he was my first choice last year, but now he's my second. My first choice buck is this buck, the Big 10. The cool thing about this buck is if you look at the base of his antlers, he looks to have some nice burrs. He's a little past the years, tall, beautiful buck. I think he's probably my first choice buck if I could get him. I haven't seen him in a few months though, but I know he's still alive. Here are some pictures of the 8-pointer out of velvet, just inside the ears. Here's an honorable mention buck. Another 8-pointer. I love how his tines really curl up at the top. I see this buck nightly. I might go after him, I might not. I might let him grow a year. Let me know what you guys think. Lastly, for record keeping, we have a photo of velvet coming off around the beginning of September, along with a fight a few days later. To round this video off, I just wanted to repeat what Cole said. We're not professionals, we're just doing this for fun. But we are learning, and I hope you guys are learning too. I want families to keep this tradition alive. I want you fellow hunters to stay safe and have fun while you're out there this season. I wish you all good luck, and I hope you're wishing me the same. Please like, subscribe, and share these videos, and hopefully we'll have a video for you of us shooting our target bucks this season. See you during the season.